All right, all right. Hey, how's it going? This is Larry Holsey. I'm on the Larry Holsey podcast. This is our fourth one, or actually our fifth one, because we did our first one as an intro, and then this fifth one, or this is our fourth in this series on Napoleon Hill and his 17 principles for success. Okay, so super excited to talk to you guys today. In fact, I'm so excited because I got my microphone for the first time. I got my professional boom arm deal here. So I'm like official. I am really official. And I'm excited to talk with you guys. Hey, if you're not following our YouTube channel, please do at Larry Holsey. Okay, it's at Larry Holsey. We've got the podcast up there. We will be having this up on, everywhere you get your podcast soon. But for now, definitely go to the YouTube channel. Would definitely love to have you follow us. Follow me, and Heather's going to be, I say us because Heather's going to be joining me on some of these as well, which will be really exciting whenever she does. And, we'll be talking about success. We'll be talking about, parenting. We'll be talking about winning in every area, creating winners, being winners, and just making things happen. So we're just talking about winning in every area. Okay. And I appreciate all you guys joining me on. I've got Instagram live going over here. So thank you guys for joining. I see You Live Healthy. I see Fungus_Buzz. I see Rose 71996. The Den 806. Darren Breen. Johanna. Man, thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate you guys being on. So they're getting the behind the scenes. I'm actually recording this one, but they're getting it live and for real. For real. Okay. So let's do this, guys. If you don't know me, I'm Larry Holsey. I am married to a wonderful lady, Heather Holsey. And Heather and I have 4 beautiful children. They're ages 19, 16, 12, and 10. We have a very busy lifestyle. We have a rocking business. We have a lot of exciting things going on in our life. Kids boys are in football and baseball at the same time right now, which is kind of crazy. And our little girl, our little 10-year-old, she's in gymnastics. She's just rocking it. We have all kinds of activities going on. Our 19-year-old is getting married soon. And so we're a family that we go the extra mile. Okay. That's part of our DNA. And so the subject matter today is from Napoleon Hill. It's our lesson 4 in the 17 principles of success. And I got to slow down and breathe because I get excited and I just talk too fast. Okay. So I'm going to slow down a little bit and just breathe for a sec. But we're going to talk about going the extra mile. Okay. Hold on. So we're going to talk about going the extra mile. So Napoleon Hill, if you guys are not familiar with Napoleon Hill, he wrote one of the best success books ever written. Okay. It's called Think and Grow Rich. So if you haven't read that one, I'd highly recommend it. Think and Grow Rich. Get that book. It's phenomenal. It is, I'm not going to go into the whole drama of the book about how he wrote it, but man, I'm telling you, it's an amazing, amazing book, and it could make a huge difference in your life if you consume that content, okay? So highly recommend it, but let's talk about going the extra mile, which is one of his 17 principles. So when we talk about going the extra mile, that means doing a little extra. Okay. So my parents always taught me growing up that if I would do more than I got paid for, that I would always have a job. Okay. That if I would do a little more than I got paid for, that I would have no problem finding work. So I currently don't have a job and I don't wish to have a job. Okay. I'm an entrepreneur. I owned my own business since I was 18 years old. And even more so in your own business, it matters even more so in your own business that you go the extra mile. Okay. That you go the extra mile so that you really serve at a very high level so that you can retain your customers, build your business. Because the marketplace, especially today, is very unforgiving. Okay. If you don't go the extra mile, you're not going to have much business. I'll tell you, that's just kind of the facts. Okay. So you need to really make sure that you're going the extra mile. Okay. All right. So here we go. So I'm just going to read a couple of these points from Napoleon Hill to give you guys a breakdown, and I'll make my comments here. But he says, this point 1, it says, you will sooner or later receive compensation exceeding the service you render. Okay. So So these are reasons to go the extra mile. Okay. So if you do extra, you cannot outgive God, is one of the things we tell our kids and we tell our team. You can't outgive God. So if you're going to give more and better service, God is going to reward you with more reward. He's going to give you more reward, and it's going to catch up, and it's going to match and actually exceed what you give. Okay. Number 2 reason is you'll exhibit greater strength of character. And really anything we do in our life is really about developing character. Okay. Because it's not about what we get, it's about who we become. Okay. So whatever endeavor we're doing, whatever uh, activities we're working on, whatever sports we're playing, when we have our kids in. That's why I love sports for kids. It develops character. It develops strength. Okay. It makes them find out more about who they are. They develop perseverance because they have to go through adversity. I love sports. Especially I love, sports for kids because it just brings so much out of them that they're going to experience in real life, because in real life, not everybody gets a trophy. Okay. Not everybody wins just for showing up. You gotta do some extra things. You gotta go the extra mile if you really want to win at a high level. Okay. So it's about developing character. All right. So point 3 reasons here is that if you go the extra mile, you'll find it easier to maintain a positive attitude. Okay. Because when you're going the extra mile, you're making it more about others than you are about yourself. And when you're making your actions more about others, then it's easier to maintain a positive attitude. Because I'll tell you, when your attitude gets crappy is whenever you're focused on yourself. Okay. And really, that's where that negative attitude always starts, is when we're being selfish, when we're looking inward, when we're not looking at helping others. When we change it and we flip it, if you got a negative attitude, you can just flip it and flip it to, okay, I'm going to serve others. I'm going to see, how can I serve my team? How can I serve my customers? How can I serve my family? And when you take the focus off of you and what you're not getting, then it will encourage you to, or it'll just change your attitude. Okay. It'll be easier to maintain a positive attitude. All right. So number 4, fourth reason, okay, is that you will experience the thrill of stronger convictions of courage and self-reliance. Oh yeah, man, is our world crazy right now or what? I mean, we got the biggest bunch of pansies running around. Nobody's got any courage. Everybody, I say nobody. I'm being, I'm being hyperbolic here. But God, man, people are just scared of their own shadows. It's sad. It is so freaking sad to watch people just shy away and hide in the corner and just be scared, man. People need to level up. All right. They need to have courage. And whenever you're going the extra mile, that's going to help you develop courage. It's going to help you be stronger. It's going to help you have stronger convictions. And yeah, just, man, you got to do it. Okay. All right. So don't get me on my soapbox. All right. So number 5 is you will find, whenever you go the extra mile, that there's a permanent market for your success. So if we go back to, if you always do more than you get paid for, you'll always have a job. Okay. And I watch my parents. My parents were, great parents. They worked their butts off. My mom worked 60 hours a week for her job. She was a secretary to the chief of police, and which meant there was always, man, I couldn't get away with nothing. Man, bummer. So anyway, so she was his secretary, and she did that for a lot of years. She loved it until she actually started in her own business as a side hustle, and created incredible income as a side hustle, and was able to leave that job. So now she's got a great business. But if you go back to whenever she had her job, she would work overtime. Pretty much every week she worked overtime, and she never filed her overtime. Okay. Which I thought was interesting, because I found that out later. But she never filed her overtime because her attitude, what her parents taught her and her grandparents taught her, was like, you just work hard. You work hard and you don't file overtime. This was her mentality. You don't file the overtime. You just do it. You just work. You just show up. You just make it happen. And you give more than what you're getting paid for. And she certainly did, because she didn't get paid jack. And she gave a lot more than what she was getting paid for. But she wasn't worried about what she was getting paid. She was worrying about making it happen and going the extra mile. So that's really great thing that I learned from my mom is how to go the extra mile. And my dad, the same. My dad worked 90 hours a week in the restaurant business for 20 years, worked his freaking tail off. And he's done several other things since then. But, I really learned a lot from watching my dad about what it takes to be successful, what it takes to work hard. And I learned those skills from them. So, all right. So as we go on to, let's talk about, there's two important laws that Napoleon Hill points out, okay, related to the going the extra mile. Okay, and one of those is the law of compensation. Okay, and the law of compensation states this. This law illustrates how nature will reward a man after he has planted his seed and has done the work and prepared the land. So if you think about the law of compensation like a farmer, okay, if a farmer plants a seed, prepares the ground, plants the seed, waters the seed, fertilizes the seed, he's going to expect a harvest, okay? Write that down if you're taking notes, okay? He's going to expect a harvest, meaning he's not questioning, is this seed going to come up out of the ground, okay? Now, listen, he doesn't know how to grow that seed out of the ground. God grows the seed out of the ground. He doesn't know. He just has to plant the seed. Man, we have to do our part, okay? Men and women, we have to do our part, which is put the seed in the ground. We got to fertilize it. We got to water it. We got to protect it from weeds. And if we do those things, then we know that God's going to make it grow. Okay. So that's it for sure. Now, your mind is like a garden as well. So you can plant seeds or thoughts in your mind. And when you plant those thoughts, you are going to get a harvest based on the things that you've focused on in your mind, the seeds that you've planted in your mind and the thoughts that you've held and focused on, that's what you're going to receive in the reality of your life. Okay. That's what you're going to receive in physical reality. Okay. So, and that's just a guarantee. So that's the law of compensation. So if the dominant thought in your mind is about problems and challenges or sickness or being broke or can't pay your bills or all those kind of things that a lot of people focus on, then that's why you get that. All right. If you focus on abundance, how, you focus on good things and pure things and great things, then you're going to get great things in your life. But it's not can't just be a short-lived focus. Okay. It's whatever the dominant thought is. That dominant thought will attract. Okay. So it's got to be the dominating thought over a period of time. Anyway, so, all right. So that's that. All right. So let's look at the next law that he talks about that's related to going the extra mile. Okay. So it's the law of increasing returns. Okay, and I just want to welcome more people here that are on, have logged on to Instagram live. They're getting the behind the scenes over here. So thank you. See Jenna Tackett joined, Ash Baker, Megan Marie Mulligan, Court F. Pelt. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. And Coach KY _ Laws LOZ. I just saw you this weekend. How's it going? I hope you're doing good. Wasn't that awesome? We saw each other at an event in Kansas City, and what an awesome event. So anyway, so back to what I'm talking about here. So this next law is the law of increasing returns. Okay. The law of increasing returns. So here's what it says. When the seed is planted, nature will return man's efforts in large amounts. Nature has established definite laws and principles to which man will do well to adapt himself in the business of living. Everywhere there's the law of action and reaction. Now, let me just read it again just to make sure we kind of got it. All right. So, okay. So law of increasing returns. When the seed is planted, nature will return man's efforts in large amounts. Nature has established definite laws and principles to which man will do well to adapt himself in the business of living. everywhere, there's the law of action and reaction. So, sometimes Napoleon Hill talks in a little bit of an older English because, I mean, he was, like this is the 1900s, early 1900s that when he passed away, I think it was like 19. Well, don't get me lying. I don't know. I'm thinking 1920, but I can't say for sure. Okay. All right. So, a couple of benefits of doing more than you're paid for. Okay. One is that it places the law of increasing returns back behind your activities. Okay. So, when you are doing more than you get paid for, then it puts that law of increasing returns behind your activities, therefore pushing your values. When you give more value, you're going to get more in return. Okay. So it'll come back to you greatly multiplied. Now, here's what he says. You will get back not only what you give, but 10 times that amount if you render this service with the right mental attitude. Oh boy. This is interesting because I have seen people. I'm going to lean back here to see if my boom thing works. I've seen people in my business, okay, in our business, Heather and I's business, that have done. I've seen them. Some of the people that have done the work, okay, but haven't gotten the results, okay, and in those people, what we've attributed that to is that some of those people have done the work, but they haven't done it with the right mental attitude. Okay. They've done it with negative thoughts going on in their brain. Maybe the negative thought is they're thinking this isn't going to work. Okay. And they're thinking, oh, this isn't going to work. Or what if this doesn't work? And that's the thought process rolling around in their head. So if that's the case, if that's the thought process rolling around in their head, then it's not going to work because we're going to attract the dominant thought in our mind. And our mind needs certainty. Okay. So if they're doing the work, but they have that negative mindset, they shouldn't expect to receive. Okay. It's kind of like in the Bible, talks about being a double-minded man in the book of James. Okay. Talks about being a double-minded man and how the double-minded man shouldn't expect to receive anything from God when he asks because he's double-minded. Okay. Meaning he's thinking, oh, is God going to bless me? Or, oh, is he not? Oh, is he going to bless me? Or is he not? And that double-mindedness is like it says it's like a ship being tossed to and fro on the ocean. Okay. Not the place to be. You don't want to be tossed to and fro. Okay. So, all right. So, and I've got guys on my team like this anyway. I could just give you example after example. So we want to do more than what we get paid for. And we want to do it with the right attitude. Okay. All right. So, hey, more people joining us here on Instagram Live. Thank you for joining us. See Kaya Dorn, Amos, Muhimbisi. Hope I said your name right. Stephanie Jones. How's it going? Shaston. Man, thank you guys for joining on. All right. So, okay. Number two benefit of doing more than you're paid for is the habit of doing more than you're paid allows you to benefit by the law of compensation. Okay, we talked about that. All right, so I'm just hitting some of Napoleon Hill's things here. All right, so now you must, if you're going to do this, you want to get appreciable results. I'm just going to read you this because it's good. To get appreciable results, the application of this rule must be a habit applied at all times in all possible ways. Okay, let's talk about habits. Your habits is what equals your income, and your habits is what equals your experience in life. Okay. The things that you do haphazardly and sometimes are not going to give you the life that you have. Okay. The life that you want. You have to do to get results in anything. It's really the habits, the things you do habitually over and over and over and over again are the things that deliver you results. Now, what's cool about habits is habits are hard to break. And that's a cool thing about habits. That's a hard thing about habits. Okay. That's a good thing. It's a double-edged sword. So it just depends on the habit. If the habit's a good habit or a bad habit. If it's a good habit, beautiful. It's awesome. So I have a good habit. Okay. Like I have some good habits. I, of course, have some bad habits too. One of my really good habits is that I drink a shake every morning. Okay. And every day, every single day, I drink the most powerful, best-selling meal replacement shake on the planet. Okay. That's what I have for breakfast every morning. So when I drink my shake, my Herbalife shake, I feel amazing. Okay. And it's a habit I started when I was 18 years old. Started that at age 18. I started drinking that thing for breakfast because I want my body to get stronger and healthier. And at first, that habit had to be developed through discipline. But over time, it just became a habit. Okay. And it's a habit that's so deeply ingrained now, I couldn't break that habit if I tried. I mean, I guess I could, but that would be really dumb. Why would I do that? Okay. Because it's a habit that's kept me healthy and, feeling good and good, healthy weight, feel strong, feel awesome. And it's what my kids have for breakfast. It's what my wife has for breakfast. It's just simple. It's simple, it's easy, and it's a great habit. Okay. And it delivers great results. So, but it took discipline to start it. But once it was a habit, now it would take discipline for me not to do it. Okay. So that's with a good habit. Same thing with the gym. If you're somebody who goes to the gym, when you first start going to the gym, you got to create the habit. But you got to use discipline to make it happen. But once you go to the gym consistently over a period of time, it becomes ingrained in your routine, ingrained, and it's a habit. And then it's happening. Now, the same thing, of course, can happen on the bad side with bad habits. Okay. So whether it's, drinking alcohol or smoking or watching the wrong kinds of things on TV, things that don't serve you, reading the wrong kinds of information, gossip is there's lots of bad habits. Okay. We could go on and on about bad habits, but we want to make the good things habits. Okay. And so what you want to make a habit when in relation to what we're talking about today is going the extra mile. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're always given a little extra, always serving a little bit more. Okay. And that'll take you far. Okay. Oh gosh, this is so good. And the way Napoleon Hill writes is it's going to need a little explanation, but I'll just read it to you the way it is. So it says, until a man renders more service than that for which he is paid, he is not entitled to more pay than he receives, since he's already receiving full pay for what he does. Oh my gosh. Mind blown. That's mind blown. So let me read it again. I hope you get this. Okay. Until a man renders more service than that for which he is paid, he is not entitled to more pay than he receives, since he is already receiving full pay for what he does. Bro, so here's what that means. If you're just doing enough to get by, if you have a job, and I know a lot of you guys probably have a job, a lot of you guys might be in your own business, you might be in business with us, and I'd love to, if you ever want to reach out, just reach out to me, hit me up on Instagram at Larry Holsey, or, yeah, I mean, that'd be the best place to message me at this point. But if you ever want to reach out and, find out how we can make some money together, how we could work together, I'd love to chat with you, no matter who you are or where you're from, or I just like meeting people. So anyway, so if you are working a job though, let's say, and you're doing just enough, okay? Wow, this is blowing my mind. This is so powerful. So if you're just doing just enough, you're doing what you get paid for. Okay. You're like, I'm doing my job. If you want a raise, well, why would you get a raise? You're already doing exactly what you're getting paid for. And if you're doing exactly what you're getting paid for, why are you going to get a raise? You need to do more than what you're getting paid for if you want to expect a raise. Oh, hey, I see my good friend Clay Wallace just joined me on here. Clay, what's up, man? Hey, so glad you joined us. So anyway, so you want to go the extra mile. Okay. All right. So, man, get myself excited here. All right. So number 3, benefit here is the habit of doing more than you're paid for will bring you favorable attention of those who have opportunities to offer. Woo, doggy. Man, that means when you go the extra mile, when you are when it's a part of who you are to go the extra mile habitually, people will notice. And when people notice, The kind of people that have opportunities, they will give you opportunities. Okay. They'll give you opportunities because they see you over historically giving more than giving and giving and giving. And they know you're a person of integrity, you're a person of character, and you're somebody that can be relied on. Okay. And man, as I talk about somebody of, integrity and character, that does make me think of my buddy Clay, who just came on to the Instagram live feed, because that's who he is. Okay. And he's got an incredible business. Him and his family have an incredible business. They got an incredible family also. So anyway, okay. So let's go to the fourth thing here. Fourth point, fourth benefit of doing more than you're paid for, and that this habit makes you indispensable. Whenever you go the extra mile in everything you do, you become indispensable. So your job, they have to pay you. Okay. In your business that you do, your business, people have to do business with your business because you go all out all the time, no matter what. And that's the way to be. That's how you make yourself indispensable. Okay. So, fifth point, fifth benefit. Let's see here. So, this habit of going the extra mile leads to your mental growth and physical perfection in various forms of service, thereby developing greater ability and skill in your chosen vocation. All right. So it's gonna lead to, by going the extra mile, doing more, serving more, you're gonna get better. And when you get better, you get paid more. That's what happens. That's how the world works. Okay. All right. Hey, thanks for joining us, guys. I see on Instagram here we got Derek. Hey, Derek, what's up, man? I see Coach Kate. I see Nikki. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate y'all being on. All right. So, okay. So, yeah, all right. We'll go on to point 6. All right. So, point 6, this habit protects you against the loss of employment and places you in a position to choose your own job and working conditions. Okay. According to Napoleon Hill, going the extra mile is one way of writing yourself an insurance policy against the fear of poverty, fear of want, and against the low pay competition of the clock watcher. Oh my gosh. The clock watcher, the person that's like, what time do I get off? What time is it? And they're watching the clock, waiting until they get off instead of maximizing the time there for their employer or for their own business. Wow. Crazy. All right. So, okay. So, point 7, going the extra mile turns the spotlight on you and gives you the benefit of the law of contrast, a good way to advertise yourself. Okay. The law of contrast, that would be like if you're going the extra mile and the other guy isn't, guess who people want to do business with? Guess who the employer wants to give a raise, to promote, to give extra responsibility to? Okay. All right. Number 8, doing more than you were immediately paid for leads to the development of a positive, pleasing attitude, which is a very most important part or trait of your personality. Okay. Doing more than you're immediately paid for leads to the development of a positive, pleasing attitude. Bam. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Number 9 here. The habit of rendering more and better service. Well, let's see here. Oh, it helps you or immediately compensated for, develops the habit of personal initiative. Dude, personal initiative is one of the most important concepts that you can implement in your life. Most important habits, personal initiative. So personal initiative means doing the thing that needs to be done without somebody telling you to do it. So don't wait for things to happen. Make them happen. All right. That's what you need to do. Okay. If you want to go far in life. All right. So number 10, going the extra mile gives you greater confidence in yourself and puts you on a better basis with your conscience. Yes, yes, yes. If you want to feel good about yourself, when you go the extra mile, you feel good. You feel like, man, you feel like you're doing the right thing. When you're doing less than your best, oh my gosh, if you're doing, say, well, in environment of like an employer environment, okay, a relationship. If you're getting paid for 8 hours, but you're given 5, because you're jacking around on Instagram or you're watching my podcast or whatever you're doing, when you aren't giving the full amount that you're being paid for, it lowers your belief in yourself. Okay. And your conscience will start to eat at you. So don't do that. Go the extra mile. You feel better about yourself. When you feel better about yourself, you're more confident. When you're more confident, you do bigger things. Okay. Going the extra mile, point 11, will help you overcome procrastination. Okay. Because you'll be so eager to get things done that you'll learn to love the thing you're doing and the person for whom you're doing it. And pretty soon, old man procrastination dies of starvation. I love the way Napoleon Hill writes. He's awesome. Okay. All right. Number 12. Okay. Going the extra mile helps you develop definiteness of purpose, without which one cannot hope for success. That was number 12. Man, I got to read that again. I'm sorry I'm reading all these things twice, but I know you weren't listening the first time. Here's what I know. You sneezed. Okay. And you didn't get it. So going the extra mile helps you develop definiteness of purpose, without which one cannot hope for success. Man, that's good. He also says here, the average person eats, sleeps, and holds down a job, but does not really move with definiteness of purpose. He moves only to keep on living, and he has to be content with the crumbs from life's table. Wow. That's serious. Okay. All right. Number 13. So, and we talked a little bit about this, that, this habit, it gives you the right to ask for a promotion, for more pay, if you're in your own business, to charge higher prices to your customers, to do all kinds of things at a higher level. Okay. All right. So number 14, the habit of going the extra mile is one which you may adopt and follow on your own initiative without asking the permission of anyone to do so. It is this principle which has made America the richest and freest nation on earth. Amen. That is right. Okay. Going the extra mile has made us the greatest nation on earth. I'm proud to live in this nation, even though we have tons of problems. Holy crap. What the heck is going on in our country right now? Don't even get me started. Like, with what's going on in our country, we got crazy people running this place, and we need to clear them out and get some people with some common sense running this country. Even here in the great state of Texas, we got problems in Austin, man. We need to get rid of. Oh, don't even get me started. I'm just not even going to do it right now. I'm not even going to do it. Oh, let me breathe. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So anyway, so that's what I got today on going the extra mile. Okay. I hope you found it valuable. And if you apply these habits into your life and make them actual habits, man, it's going to be wild what you can accomplish. I'd love to talk to you. If you ever want to send me a message at Larry Holsey on Instagram, would be the best place to reach me. But do follow our podcast by subscribing at Larry Holsey on YouTube. And then please share this podcast, share our YouTube channel with your friends, with people with your social media outlets. Would super, super appreciate that. It would really help me kind of get the word out. And, we're just getting started with this thing. And we'll see where it goes. I am enjoying it. So that would be the first step, is that I'm definitely enjoying our time together. So, all right, listen, you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.